summarizing and displaying qualitative frequencies. So we're looking at this as qualitative frequencies. Are we using pie charts? Are we using bar charts? How are we using pie charts and bar charts? And looking at the class intervals, set the class limits, so on and so forth, all from top to bottom. And so looking at how to display qualitative data is what we're doing right now. And so let's see here. 18 college students were asked, how likely is it that they would eat a burger in this upcoming week? Make a frequency table, draw a pie chart and a bar chart. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to count up the number of extremely likelies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's an extremely unlikely. Oh, that's a problem. You know what else is really easy? You go like this, Control C, you go File. This is what I like to do. Can I tell you why I like to do this? It's not because I'm lazy. Okay, maybe a little, but let's see here, Sort. And so we've got extremely likely, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It makes sure that you don't make mistakes, silly little mistakes. Moderately likely, 2. Slightly likely, 7. Slightly unlikely, 2. Moderately unlikely, 1. And extremely unlikely, 1. So the total is 18. So the next thing that we have to do is we have to do relative frequency. So in order to get the relative frequency, you do 5 divided by 18. So 5 divided by 18 equals 5. Okay, so it's 27.8%, or 0.278. Okay. And then you do the same thing. So equals, let's just do this, equals, so we can do 2 divided by 18. So 11 point, so point, and then do 7. 0.389, slightly unlikely, 0.111. And then once again, so this is 1 out of 18, so it's going to be 0.055 or 0.056. This is also 0.056. And so we have all of this wonderful information right here with the frequency and the relative frequency of each of these individual categories. Notice that these are actually already in order: extremely likely, moderately likely, slightly unlikely, moderately unlikely, extremely unlikely. If I had a choice of to put it in a pie chart or a bar chart, I would rather put it in a bar chart. Why? Because I'm able to put it in a nice order that is able to show you the continuum. When you put it in a pie chart, you're going to give 27.8% to extremely likely, 11 points, you're going to draw it in such a way that they all break it up by parts of the whole, but it's going to be harder to read and to get information as compared to this. So then you can just keep on finishing the rest of this, answer all of these based on what we just chatted about. And then same thing right down here, do the exact same thing that we just did. Once again, it doesn't hurt to put it in. And here, I'm going to show you something else just because I care. So check this out. You want to check your work? You go like this. Insert pie chart. Is that pretty? Okay. And then insert. Insert. This one right here, I believe I would have to, yes. And so this right here is the bar chart. And so you've got a bar chart and a pie chart that we made in Excel. And then I also want you to, put the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and, draw it all out up here. So that way, then you also really need the percentages in there, so on and so forth. And then coming down here, there's some good information in my lectures on how to use the 2 to the k is greater than n rule to determine the number of classes that you need for determining quantitative classes. And then how wide the intervals need to be from highest to lowest, and setting the class limits. And so this is constructing a frequency table very similar to this, almost identical to this, almost the exact same thing. So we can do this, and we can come down here and we can be like, we need to make a frequency table, except we're putting it in here, and you'll notice how similar it is. So we've got the lower limit, and so the lower limit to the upper limit. So how many values are between 70 and 75, except what's the lowest number? 55, 52. Yeah, so 52 to let's just do, I don't know, 50 to 55, and then 55 up to 60, 60 up to 65, so on and so forth. Obviously, I don't know, is this 70, 70 up to 75, 75 up to 80, 80 up to 85. So this might actually be correct. I have absolutely no clue. And the reason why I have absolutely no clue is because there's one thing that I did not do. I didn't do this. Okay, so could this be correct? It could be. I have no clue. And to be honest, I made this worksheet so long ago that I don't really remember what the correct answers are. So, but if we were to do this after you're done with finding the correct limits, then you come back in here and you say, okay, how many of them come between 50 and 55? You have 52 up to 55. Well, this is a little problem. When it says up to 55, what this really means is 54.9999999. It means up to 55. Okay, so 55 would not be included in there. So we've got 52. Is there anything else? Nope, it would be 1. Okay, 55 up to 59.999999. So we do 55. And then is there anything else? I don't see anything else, but once again, it would make it a lot easier. How would it make it a lot easier? Control C. You can come in here, put these all in order. You can sort. Oh, that makes it a lot easier. So now we've got 60 up to 65, we've got 1, and then we've got 65, 1, then we've got 70 up to 75, 4, and so on and so forth. Okay, so just be aware that's how that kind of works. And then you get the relative frequency like what we did before. And then the cumulative relative frequency is just this right here is this. And then this cumulative relative frequency is the 2 of these added together. This cumulative relative frequency is the 3 of these. This is the 4 of these, the sum of the 5 of these, the sum of the 6 of these, and then the sum of these. So be aware of that. And other than that, yeah, just keep working hard on this. This is the first week. We're doing this in a slightly different order than what I'm used to. But I feel like we are going, if we can keep up with doing this really strong the very first week, you will end up, it'll really set you up to be successful for the remainder of the semester. So just kick it into gear this first week, do your very best to get everything done by Sunday, and then we'll go from there. And this is really, this worksheet right here, this one worksheet, well, it's really 2 worksheets. Notice descriptive statistics workbook 111. And so this is for the first quiz. And then this is for the second quiz. Okay. And then notice that it also has, what's that called? It also has what textbooks you should be reading in, or what pages you should be reading in your textbook. So just be aware of that. So you've got pages and your textbook. Other than that, I think that's all that I got for this.